I'm not waiting for that whole thing to go down. That takes way too long. 30 seconds is way too much. My name's Nicky Smoke, joined by Bobby, Field, Billy, and Dante, a.k.a. The Geek. You were listening to the Sunday Night Prayer. Tonight, we are breaking down the AFC North. This is going to be epic. This is going to be like when Rosa Parks said no on the bus. We are going to change the history of sports betting futures on YouTube. I mean, if for someone to pick this division correct, you'd have to have the IQ of Albert Einstein. And I think we're going to get it right. There's no way we could get it wrong. Billy, Dante, Bobby, Field, welcome to the fucking show.
Good to be here.
There's 5 of us and there's 4 teams, so one of us has to get it right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm fired up, bro. You know what they say about the AFC North? Throw the record book out when these teams get together. This is one of my favorite divisions in football. I think it's just chaos every year. These teams hate each other. It's the fucking best. I'm excited to break it down. And honestly, I think this is one of the few divisions that all 4 teams you could make a case for could actually win the division.
All 4?
Agreed.
All 4 teams win the division.
It'll be a reach for Pittsburgh, but the other 3 teams definitely have a solid chance.
The winner.
I don't think the Browns have any chance with Deshaun Rape.
They're a question mark. You don't know. But yeah, if they don't have Deshaun Watson, they're toast.
But this could
be percent though, dude. Come on.
11 wins this division.
We live for that.
This could be a division where the first place team has 10, 11 wins and last place team has 9 wins. So
I think the winning team has 12 wins and the losing team has I think there's a team that goes 8 and 9.
Yeah, well, 8 and 9 you could obviously see. But all these teams, the Browns, I mean Watson, who knows anything with Watson's trial or case pending? I think he's going to get more than the 6 games that they originally gave him because they're pushing for a season.
At this point.
They'll settle somewhere, but so without him, completely different offense. You just have to imagine that they rely only strictly on running game. But if he does play half the season, they can easily win enough games to get into a wild card spot.
Real quick, why don't you look like a bum right now? Did you get a haircut or something? Like you look
half. Field is looking sharp, boy.
Nah, dude, turn your head. You definitely got.
Field is looking mad sharp.
Dude,
look at that.
You just got cut.
Damn.
Bro, I get a haircut every Saturday morning. I just shaved the beard. I figured James Harden, when the basketball season picks back up, I'll get back on the train. It's been a while. I had to get some sun to my face.
I was looking like a katana.
Billy,
here, let me just say something.
What was it?
Billy, I'm sorry. Dog, I can't get that picture out of my head of you looking like Trevor. I can't get that.
Dude, yeah, it's bad, bro. It's so
Have you got that before?
Honestly, I look like Trevor.
That before?
No. I think I forget who the first one who called me on. I got called Trevor from GTA on Twitter during like a Liverpool Champions League game or something like that. And then I said I thought I looked more like Franklin to BH. But I mean, dude, Trevor's the best character in GTA, so like that's honestly a compliment. I mean, he's a bit of a meth head, but
he's straight, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Besides, being a psychotic, meth smoker and murderer. But other than that,
he's definitely better than Michael's son. That guy was.
That's for sure. Yeah, fuck that
guy's a dweeb.
Yeah,
reminds me of him.
Yeah,
there's
GTA personalities and shit. I don't.
Yeah, no, just like I look like Trevor from GTA.
Okay,
here, I'll show you.
Once if I take my hat off,
there's like a story behind all the characters and stuff.
Who the fuck played in story mode?
Hold on,
the main goal was to just get as many stars as possible.
Right around. I did the story mode. The campaign was fun.
Campaign is sick, dude. Online's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's fun. Online's kind of whack with your buddies and you guys like try to take over the map, but I don't know. It's pretty mad. Right, but I got a quick question. In what world?
Hold on. We're still on this GTA thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Is that the dude?
Yup, that's me, baby. I just gotta get that sick tat, bro. I just gotta get that sick tat, and I'm there.
He does look cool.
Right.
Looks like a good guy.
Yeah, it looks like a good guy. Like I said, minus the meth smoking and the murdering.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's capable of beating 5 stars, but
yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's get back to the NFC North. Dante, did you have something on your mind?
Yeah. So, say the Deshaun Watson suspension holds at 6 games. Even with Brissett, how does anyone see them being worse than 3-3 through those first 6 games?
Have you seen Jacoby Brissett play?
Have you seen their schedule?
I'm not.
Yeah,
I make a good point, Dante.
In what world do you see them losing 4 games to the Panthers, the Jets, the Steelers at home, the Falcons, the Chargers, and the Patriots at home? I think they go 5-1 in that stretch. Yeah, they go 5-1. I think they have a great chance to beat all those.
You think that? I don't know, bro. I don't think the Browns are that talented offensively. I don't
know.
I kind of like the Browns, but I think it's. I'm not worried about with Brissett gone. Like, you can chalk him up as being average at best, in my opinion, with Brissett there.
Yeah, he's down the middle.
It's a completely different offense with Watson there. How are you going to just make a jump in week 7 and say, like, you can't have Deshaun Watson and be a team that wants to pound the ball every play? Like, if you can, but
you can though. I think you definitely.
And Kareem Hunt wants to get traded.
Kareem Hunt's out.
I saw that
since the draft.
That kills their depth. Like, most of their offense, I had Kareem Hunt.
No, they got
last year.
I think you're sleeping on Dearness Johnson had more missed tackles forced per carry than Nick Chubb last season.
Here comes the PFF bullshit. When you watch the fucking game, bro, when you watch the game, you're going to tell me that guy is better than Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, last season on a per carry basis, he was better than Kareem Hunt. He averaged more yards per carry, more missed tackles forced per carry, and more yards after contact per carry.
Because he played more games than Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt missed like 8
Exactly. It's harder to be better when you're getting the ball more. If you're getting the ball like 3 times a game, you're probably breaking one of those runs off for 15, 20 yards. So your per carry runs will be better than if you're getting more carries.
Yeah, but
not the way Kareem Hunt plays, though.
I don't know. I think Dearness Johnson is a very slept-on player, and I don't think losing Kareem Hunt would be as big as you think it is.
Dude, I could see them losing on the road to Carolina week 1 without Deshaun Watson. I could see them losing to Pittsburgh, and I could definitely see them losing to the Chargers.
Yep.
I just don't see that happening.
The Jets.
You don't think there's 1% chance on a week 1 NFL Sunday where you haven't seen any of these teams play yet this year that they can't lose their first game on the road with their backup quarterback up against a revenge game, Baker Mayfield?
I think you got to look at something else. Their secondary, their three of their 5 starters last season were first or second year players. None of them allowed a passer rating when targeted above 100, and now they're all going to be better. You got Grant Dilpit, Greg Newsome, a bunch of guys that are just going to keep on getting better. Yeah, Greedy Williams too. I mean, their secondary is stacked. John Johnson's a dog too, one of the most underrated safeties in the NFL. You got Denzel Ward, who is a lockdown corner. Like, he can guard your best receiver. This secondary is so underrated. Their whole defense is underrated, in my opinion. And they got
I think the Browns would be great because of their defense. I think their offense
they will be great.
The biggest liability this year.
I don't think it is, though.
Their offense is great.
You go back to 2 years ago, Jacoby Brissett in an offense that was dictated the same way that this one is. He beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football with worse weapons around him. In Arrowhead.
He also didn't win a game last year as the Dolphins starting quarterback.
That's a lot different of a situation. When you got Nick Chubb in the backfield, Dearness Johnson in the backfield, possibly Kareem Hunt too, that's a 3-headed snake that I would put up against any other running back trio in the entire league.
Do you guys know what the line is week 1?
It's 1.
So why are we acting like it's a foregone conclusion they beat the Panthers?
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
I think it is. I don't see a way they don't.
I smell it.
I could see 80% of the public slamming Browns money line.
I'd still be there.
That's
but Kareem Hunt is definitely gone. You don't extend Dearness Johnson and draft Ford from Cincinnati. You're not carrying 4 backs, best running back in the league.
I'd agree. I'd say he's top 3, probably second in mind behind JT. I mean, he's elite.
You have him over Derrick Henry?
Oh, he's definitely better than Derrick Henry.
Never mind. Now 3 behind King Henry.
You just said Nick Chubb is better than Derrick Henry?
If you give Nick Chubb the same,
that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
You're tripping.
That is the dumbest take I've ever heard in my entire life.
Better yards per carry. He's better in every way you look at
it. He was better
Derrick Henry was second in the NFL in yards and missed 6 fucking games.
Bro, okay, but Nick Chubb.
When you're getting 40 touches a game, it's a lot different.
Yeah, exactly.
You're telling me Nick Chubb is better than Derrick Henry?
I think they're a lot closer than you're making him out to be, but I don't think Nick Chubb is better than Derrick Henry. Like, if I'm starting a team, I'd go Derrick Henry over Nick Chubb. Yeah,
not right.
I would take Derrick Henry over JT.
No, it's JT and Chubb and then Henry for me.
I mean, I do think Henry's due to regress at some point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
like,
that's for sure.
It just depends on when it happens.
Due to regress 900 yards in 12 games. He's so due.
No, I think Nick Chubb is so slept on, and everybody agrees he's like top 5. But I think that he's disrespected. That man does not go down at the first tackle, does not go down at the second tackle. It takes a whole fucking defense to stop him. He's splitting reps with another RB1 and still putting up great numbers. I think their running back room's deep. You lose Landry, but you replace him with literally like probably one of the best receivers that you could compare to Landry. Like David Bell's not explosive.
Yeah, do not sleep on David Bell, bro. Do not sleep on David Bell.
He's going to play, and he's going to be that medium yardage guy, third down guy, 3rd and 7. Because, I mean, Cooper's good. He's like a low-end wide receiver 1, and I think Bell is like a perfect fit for what you lose with Landry.
And they also have DPJ too as a deep threat. Like Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to be like he's explosive, bro.
Stick up for the Michigan kid, Billy.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like DPJ, like going down, like when it comes to vertical explosion and like being able to stretch the field vertically, DPJ is that guy. And like he came on hot last year as well.
Yeah, and how much worse can Brissett be than Baker was last year for at least the last 10 games?
Worse, a lot
like,
worse.
Jacoby Brissett is a
quarterback, dude. Like
worse. He's not great, but he's not fucking terrible either. Like
he is.
Like he can win you a couple games. Like
Teddy B's better than Brissett.
Is he?
Yeah, I think
me and Smoke had to watch it last year. Like we have the first-hand account. It's
a lot different when you have the worst run blocking offensive line.
That's what I'm. It's a different situation.
Ernest Johnson now. It's a lot different. So much different.
Yeah, he's not.
He still sucks.
The O-line.
He led the Colts to an 8-8 season 2 years ago.
Okay, nice. Close your yearbook, bro. I watched him play 5 straight games. I understand his situation sucked, but even when the offensive line was holding their blocks for 4 seconds, he still fucking sucked. Okay, I watched every game, bro.
It's a lot different this year.
You didn't sit there and watch every single snap of Jacoby.
You're right, I didn't, but I know that this guy with the Browns this year are better than
win 1 or 2 games against the easiest first 6 games in the NFL. 100%. I agree, but my argument is that Jacoby Brissett still sucks. He sucks. He would not start for any team in the NFL right now. He's a backup quarterback.
Seattle.
He would start in Seattle.
Geno Smith would start over him.
Who gives a fuck about the Browns? We all agree they're not winning this division.
Yes.
I think they get second in the division. I think they go 11-6 and get second in the division.
Wow.
I got Browns coming last.
That's a take.
How many games is fucking Watson playing in that scenario?
I don't know, but I mean, I'm going off the 6-game suspension, and if he's suspended for 6 games,
I think it's gonna be a lot more than 6 games.
So you said 11-6. Does that mean
I'll take it from there after Deshaun Watson's suspension gets finalized? I'll take it from there and change my prediction to whatever I think it'll be. But if it stands how it is right now, they will go 11-6.
That's the thing, dude. They're so up in the air. Like no one knows like what the Deshaun Watson finalization is going to be. No one knows, and their whole season kind of revolves around that.
Just based off everything that we've heard, it has to be more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be more. But like, I mean, we have to assume that if we're assuming that it's just still the 6 games. Then I think they, like Dante said, they can very easily go 500 in that 6-game stretch, and then next thing you know, they're
Dante
right there.
thinks they're going 5-1.
I think 4-2, 5-1, maybe. Yeah, I think 4-2 though is a good bet.
But the jump
at this point we can't. Sorry, go ahead, Field.
No, go ahead, Bobby. I
was just gonna say at this point we can't work off the Jesus Christ, I can't talk. We can't work under the assumption that he's getting 6 games. Like he's getting more than 6 games. We have to start working that into the logic at this point.
Well, then how many games is he getting suspended for? You can't just predict the amount of games. Like, is it going to be 12?
You have to.
But
you have to
we can predict it can be more than 6.
I'm going to wait and see what it is, and then go from there after it's announced.
Well, the NFL wouldn't appeal it if they wanted 6 games or less. They would.
What if their appeal doesn't work? What if their appeal doesn't work and it stays at 6 games?
It does, because in the NFL, like the player, whatever it's called,
Player Association.
Association.
Yeah, but in their contract, Goodell has the final say in that. So they only bring this judge in to give Roger, like, in their mind, what a fair suspension would be. And then Roger could either go with that or appeal it and make it more, which is what he's doing now.
And
so I understand what you're saying, Dante. I understand what you're saying, but I can tell you 99% that it's going to be more than 6 games.
If
whether that's 7, 8, 9, or 10, I don't know, but it's going to be more than 6.
If Brissett is the quarterback for any number of games up to 5 after the 6-game suspension, they're not winning a single game. Look at the next 5 games.
Brutal.
You've got fucking Baltimore, Cincy, Miami, Buffalo, Tampa Bay.
And also work the Eagles in there too.
you're a dog in every one of those games.
Yeah. No,
Watson.
their out of division schedule's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, they play the Ravens twice. They play the Bengals twice, obviously. So I mean, they don't have an easy schedule, dude. But the first 6 games, we just don't fucking know.
You know, we're 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes into the show, and no one has talked about the team that just went to the Super Bowl last year. And to be honest, I've been blind to it, and I don't know why. I love the Bengals.
Yep.
The last month and a half, I've been saying the Ravens are going to win. I've been tripping balls. I think the Bengals win this division. Their biggest weakness last year was offensive line, almost dead last. But I mean, Dante is probably going to read you the PFF stats within a minute or two and tell you just how bad they were. This team still.
No, I don't care about last year. They made a lot of good moves. They're good.
Made a lot of good moves.
Still make it to the Super Bowl. They signed Lael Collins and they add what's his name, Ted Karras. How do you say his name?
And now it's Kappa too.
That is massive additions to a team that just made it to the Pro Bowl. You have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. I mean, this team is loaded to the fucking balls. And you want to talk about a defense that was not afraid of the big moment to go out there, what they did in Kansas City and shut them out the second half. Eli Apple, we always make fun of him. He's a walking meme, but bro, he stepped up when he needed him most. And if Joe Burrow didn't have Aaron Donald on his dick within the first half second of that play, the Bengals might have won the Super Bowl, bro. Jamar Chase, low-key was cooking Jalen Ramsey, dog. Like, this team is nasty.
Yeah, they're my best bet. They're my best bet to win the Super Bowl. Plus 2,200.
180 to win the division.
It seems disrespectful, but their schedule is really tough. Like one of the worst 5 schedules in the league. And just having to play this division itself 6 times, like for me, when I look at the whole division, everybody's right there, like plus 200, plus 150, and then the Steelers are just plus 1,000.
Yeah.
So I can't take the Bengals. I'd rather just take like Bengals to win the Super Bowl because they're not going to just plow teams in the regular season. They didn't do it last year. At least I don't think they are. The schedule is just too humbling. But Joe Burrow has the fucking biggest dog, like that, the pit bull mixed with the Siberian, literally. So if this team gets to the playoffs, I don't want to bet against them. I just can't take a plus 200 with this division, that schedule. But this is the time, now or never. Once Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase get paid, overhaul. Half those dudes out the door. So you got to win with the rookie contract.
And I was with you, Smoke. Sorry, go ahead, Billy. You got it.
No, I was just going to say this real quick. They're plus 2,200 to win the whole thing. I fucking love that. I think that they've only gotten better. They definitely did not get worse. Yeah. They addressed the worst, arguably. I mean, Dante could probably give us the PFF stats on this as well. They were arguably the worst O-line last year, and they only gotten better. I love the move for Alex Kappa. Dude, and I think they re-signed Jesse Bates. They also keep Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard as well on the defensive side of things. They get rid of Eli Apple, add Daxton Hill in the draft, #Go Blue. Yes, dude, plus 2,200 to win the whole thing. I fucking love that. Like, wait, I already have that locked in.
Is Apple gone? I thought Trey Wayne.
No, he's not gone. Apple's on the team. He's going to be starting.
I thought they got rid of Eli Apple.
Yeah, he's going to corner one.
It'll be Apple and Awuzie. They're starting outside corners.
Okay, well, I don't mind it'll be Awuzie, but I thought they got rid of Eli Apple.
In this division, though, what do you want? You want a good secondary? Like, to me, you want the best run defense in this division, and they had that last year, and they pretty much brought everybody back defensively. And if you're going to do the opposite of the Colts with Andrew Luck, you're going to fucking put people in front of Joe Burrow before he dies, you're going to be a threat every fucking year.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I was with you, Smoke. Like, for some reason, going into this, I was just thinking Ravens, I'm going to fade the Bengals. They're going to come back off a slump after losing the Super Bowl. And then you just look at the roster and the additions. Like, they got better, definitely. So I'm not picking them to win the division, but I'm definitely not sleeping on them. Like, I was ready to bet them to miss the playoffs. But after kind of looking at the roster, looking at the schedule, I think that they're going to get in, personally.
Dude, and you know what has me sold about that team is just Joe Burrow, bro. He's got, like, that Brady feel to him. Like,
yes,
cool, collect. Yeah. Like, you don't know what it is, but it's just like, I don't want to fade this guy. And whether he's throwing for 300 or 400 or 200 yards, you're like, this team has a chance to win because this guy is their quarterback. Like, he just oozes confidence. And when you looked at how he played against in-division opponents, like, dude, this man was throwing for 500 yards on Baltimore, like, absolutely whooping their ass. Like, this guy is squad. This guy is a beast, bro.
Yeah, dude, the guy plays chess against himself. Like, he's not a dumb guy either. Like, he can literally read defenses like a fucking Harry Potter book. Like, it's ridiculous.
All right, here we go.
I was going to ask you a question. You go first.
Okay. Hate to burst your guys' bubble, but
here we go.
They're getting last in the division. So they made that big old run last year, but during the regular season,
Dante.
they were only 17th in the league in yards per drive. Sure, they got solid playmakers outside, and Tyler Boyd's kind of a dog too. They made some good moves on the offensive line, but still, offensive line is the toughest position to gel. So for those first few weeks when they got to gel and stuff like that, I'm not too high on them, not as high as you guys are, but I think towards the end of the year they'll get pretty good. The only liability on that line is Jonah Williams. He's only like a third-year player, but he gave up 50-plus pressures last season. He's the left tackle, so obviously the most important position on that line for Joe Burrow. I could still see him being a liability. On the defense, I really think they're going to regress, like, badly. Trey Hendrickson had 87 pressures last season. That was, like, by far his career high. I think his second highest was, like, 52 or 50. So he completely blew his old stats out of the water. I don't see that happening again this year. He's due for a big regress. Same goes for Sam Hubbard. He outperformed his career best by a ton, too. He's going to regress a lot. I think their pass rush is going to be bad. They lose Larry Ogunjobi to a division rival. He had 40 pressures last season. That's your third leader in pressures. He's gone. I think their pass rush is going to stink. Your outside corners are still Awuzie and Apple, two guys that have never really had an above-average season until last year. All of a sudden, Awuzie becomes this lockdown corner. Not happening again this year. Mike Hilton's a pretty serviceable slot corner. Because why so? Has he done it before?
Because players make jumps. Like you said it on the last podcast. It takes corners a couple years to find themselves.
And they have an elite safety group. At least safety-wise. I don't know what you think about Hill, but I think Hill and Bates is
solid
in the top.
Solid.
But if
Hill might not even be starting. Von Bell is still listed as a starter.
Yeah, but Hill's
even
he'll be in the slot.
Even Mike Hilton was like their best corner last year, and he's in the slot. So I don't think Daxton Hill's going to be starting for this team.
He'll be on the field.
I think he'll definitely get some time, and he's
but he's not going to. I don't think he's going to start over Mike Hilton or Von Bell. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't. Been in the league forever, and I can't even think of what school he went to or anything. I just feel like he's been in the league for fucking ever.
No, I agree with that. But, even Von Bell had the best year of his career last year, and he was still, like, below average. So, and Jesse Bates had a below average year last year, even though I think he's going to be better. He's just a dog. That's not going to happen again. So, I think Jesse Bates and DJ Reader are the only two players on this defense that are really legit and are able to perform how they did last year. I think everyone else is going to regress. I think the secondary is going to be pretty awful. MVP, obviously Joe Burrow, his calmness in the pocket is pretty ridiculous, just an absolute dog. X Factor, I went with Awuzie. I think if he performs like he did last year, the secondary as a whole is going to elevate a lot, but I just don't see that happening. So I don't think he's going to be very good. Breakout player, really no one. I don't see anyone like making a huge leap like all those guys did last year. Floor 7-10, ceiling 10-7, prediction 8-9, and last place in the division.
Damn.
I got a breakout player, though, and it's not for the Bengals, but it's just like league-wide. Unless Hayden Hurst absolutely sucks, but this dude kind of got fucked. He got drafted behind Andrews, then traded behind Kyle Pitts. He was a first-round pick. Joe Burrow's going to take what a defense gives you. So, like, a tight end is going to get the ball in this offense. He made C.J. Uzomah a household name.
Yep.
I think Hayden Hurst can definitely break out, at least from, fantasy perspective.
Yeah, he was the one that I was kind of looking at, but everyone was saying the same thing when he would say Atlanta, and he was just like mid. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
All right. Well, we talked about the Bengals. We talked about the Brownies. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is a team I was really high on. I still am really high on them. They were the most banged up team in the NFL last year. I think they had like 16 players on IR or something. They were down to running back 15 by week 1.
Yep.
Their secondary was completely cooked before they even stepped foot on the field. They got absolutely manhandled by injuries. I think when this team's healthy, they're one of the best in the league. I love John Harbaugh. I think he's a fantastic head coach. I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. You get J.K. Dobbins coming back. I think he was going to have a breakout year last year until he tore his ACL. He's an Ohio State guy, so Billy and Bobby know what it's like to get bent over by J.K. Dobbins. Shout out, Coach Johnson.
Yo, we haven't lost to Ohio State in 2 years, bro. Get off our dick.
Shut up, bro. You guys suck. You guys made it to a playoff game. You reached your peak. Get back to the level.
Did the Gators make a playoff game, bro? Talk to me when you make a playoff game.
we were playing the SEC championship. Sorry, dude.
Gators 2 years ago over Michigan last year.
We would whoop them.
Let's make up these fake scenarios. Keep
Whatever,
going,
dude.
sorry.
Whatever.
I won't have that. I won't
Nice
tolerate
job,
that
bro.
disrespect.
Nice job, bro. Billy Smokes was crying for 2 days because he beat his division
This is
rival.
true.
For the
And it
first
happened on
time.
my birthday.
So was I.
So it was, yeah,
Okay,
dude.
right.
If you're a
Exactly.
Michigan fan and you
like
didn't
crying
cry
over
against
the
Ohio
Dolphins
State, then
beating
you're not
the
a
Bills.
Michigan fan. You're not a
All right,
Michigan
whatever.
I
don't
think
care.
the Michigan
I
team
don't- I
last year
don't-
beats the Gator team from 2 years ago.
Dude, I
We
don't
got
care
Gator's
about college
offense.
football right now. I don't care about college football right now.
And don't
All
throw
I'm saying
cheap
is
shots.
J.K. Dobbins is a dog. Lamar Jackson, I think, is going to have a huge year. He might be bounced. Well, he's not comeback player of the year because he didn't get hurt. But I think his stats last year to this year is just going to be completely different. I think he's going to light it up again. I think we'll see that top 10 Lamar Jackson. And it's a contract year for him. The guy is his own agent. So if you don't have an agent negotiating your numbers, you better put up numbers on the football field. I think that's what we'll get from LJ. And this Ravens defense, they're always good, man. Always good, always aggressive. And if they're healthy, I think they're going to have a good enough defense to compete to win this division, but definitely make a run in the playoffs.
I
Ravens
love
over
this
9.5.
Ravens team. Easy. Ravens over 9.5.
Where are you seeing 9.5?
That's
Yeah, I
just
got
what I
mine
saw
now,
morning
too.
on DraftKings.
I saw even odds was like 10 flat. That's what I saw. But
And probably 9.5 minus 130.
It's 9.5 minus 135 on DraftKings is what I saw this morning. On FanDuel, it's 10 though. I
Check
can
the
tell you that.
facts. Check the facts. Smoke. Pull it up.
FanDuel, it's 10. I have them both.
10.5.
And a half.
Wow.
oh,
That's an egregious line.
Yeah, that means they're taking action on that over. They need some under money coming in.
I mean, dude, I checked this morning. It changed today.
Yeah, it's different books, right? FanDuel.
Browns
I used
8.5 win
FanDuel.
total.
I checked FanDuel too.
Browns
Bobby's in
8.5
shambles.
wins. That's how
Yeah.
you know Deshaun Watson is getting more than 6 games.
so my book didn't have a Browns win total over. So for my notes, I just wrote win total, whatever the fuck for them. So I'll take the 8.5.
I didn't see a win total either. It was 9.5, then it dropped to 8.5. So, but I didn't see anything today. See, the Steelers over 7.5. That's disrespectful. We'll get to them. But the Ravens, I mean, these are their whole receiving class. Like to the eye, it's probably the worst in the league. But me personally, I like Tyler Wallace, who might not even play. I like Devin Duvernay coming out of Texas. Probably won't do much as a receiver.
Disagree.
Rashad, I mean, he's been on the field. Like Duvernay,
I got to
a
sign
lot of
rookie
snaps.
card. He needs to do something.
Dude,
He was
I
on
think
the
this.
field
I think
last
this is his year. I think this
I need
is
to
his
get
year.
my computer charger.
I'm more excited about Prochet because he's got the
Really.
SMU body of work. Like I know that's a pass happy offense, but this dude fucking has proven that he can be that guy that's going to get 100+ receptions on a team. Devin Duvernay is like a nice gadget player, but for the amount of snaps he played last year, his numbers were way down. Oh yeah,
Now I disagree with that whole Duvernay thing. I think there's a stat that I looked at that I was shocked by to see him because I've always been a big Duvernay guy coming out of college. I don't really like Texas as a university, but Devin Duvernay was always a player that I respected. So that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So last season, he averaged more yards of separation per route run than Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill. So, I mean, the guy is getting open. He just needs to get the ball thrown to him. Like, that's all it is. I think this could be a big year for him. Like, I like Rashad Bateman, but I don't think he's going to be a wide receiver 1. I don't think he's a good enough route runner. He's a big body, so he's got a big catch radius, which will be nice to see. But in the end, I think if somebody's going to benefit a ton in this passing attack, it's going to be Devin Duvernay. I love him going forward this season. The main thing I'm looking forward to seeing out of this Ravens team is like them running these like mesh concepts with like you got Duvernay and Andrews coming over the middle and you got Bateman out wide running his own thing, running that go route where he can use his big catch radius to box out other receivers. And obviously you got the RPO game with Dobbins and Lamar. And the thing about Lamar, I've heard that his mechanics have just gotten a ton better as a passer. Like he's stepping into his throws more. He's just improved a ton. He's throwing harder. He's throwing just better. So I could see this being a career year for him as well, passing wise, maybe not running wise because they get Dobbins back, less pressure on him. Maybe he'll be better in terms of yards per carry, but in total yardage, probably Dobbins coming back is going to give him a little bit of a break. On defense, I'm a little bit worried about their pass rush. They didn't have anyone with over 45 pressures last season. I don't see that happening again this year with Calais Campbell regressing. He was obviously really good 4 or 5 years ago, but he's just not the same player. He's older, so he's going to regress in my opinion. They got some good players though. I mean, that secondary is honestly the best in the entire league, and they added depth to it by getting Demarius Williams and Jalen Armour-Davis from Alabama, and Kyle Fuller. That's another steal.
Where does
and
Kyle Fuller play though? Because him and
slot,
Marcus Peters. Okay, then that makes sense. But him and Marcus Peters both want to play on the your left side of your defense.
Yeah, left side.
I think you got Marcus Peters on that side. You get Marlon Humphrey on the other side, and then you got what's his face in the slot. You got Kyle Fuller in the slot, and then you got Jalen Armour Davis as a backup. He's going to be a dog. You got Kyle Hamilton as a kind of a gadget player. I don't see him being a full-on player right away, but he's into things because they got Marcus Williams, my guy from Utah. I'm not going to like just suck his dick because he went to my school, but I mean he is a dog. He's only allowed He's only allowed more than 2 touchdowns in one of his 5 NFL seasons. That's a great stat. He's also allowed a passer rating less than 56 in 60% of his seasons. So this is a guy who's doing it consistently and at an elite level, a true ball hawk safety, which I love to see. So, I mean, that secondary is super underrated. Linebackers are solid, and I think a breakout player for them is Justin Metabike, defensive tackle. They got rid of their other defensive tackle. I'm not sure who it was, but I know that they got some new guys. So Metabike's role is going to be a lot more increased, and he was fantastic last season as a run stopper. His average depth per tackle was less than 2 yards down the field, which is pretty ridiculous for a defensive tackle. So I think you're going to see big things coming from him and Devin Duvernay on the offensive side of the ball. I think they win the division at 12-5. I'm not like super high on it though. I think at best they go 13-4 and at worst 9-8. But I do think they win the division by a game over the Browns.
Yeah, and they also drafted David Ajabo, Bobby again, another Michigan man.
Keep him coming.
They drafted him for like what he could be. Obviously, what he like ruptured his Achilles or just an awful lower leg injury, in the combine. So I mean, they got him probably latter half of the season maybe, and then I think he's gonna be an immediate game changer as soon as he pops in.
Even if he doesn't play this season, it just shows.
Yeah, I mean, that's just coming off an injury like that.
No, dude, the man's a superhuman.
Why the Ravens are always in contention. They're one of the best drafting teams in the league over the last 20 years.
Ever.
They just can't figure out the receiver position. Like, they can't get it to work, but that's a hard position to scout. And, like, the NFL teams will show you. That's why the receivers get such big money in free agency. It's not easy.
I think this year was an easier – I think where they were drafting, they could have taken a receiver over Kyle Hamilton. They didn't need Kyle Hamilton.
Well, I feel like people are going to be surprised by Hamilton because, yeah, he's good. He's probably the best safety in the draft, but he's not a deep, quarter safety. Like, he's in the box somewhere if he's at his best.
Yeah,
that's where the Ravens.
He's got good sideline to sideline agility, but in terms of backpedaling and stuff like that, that's where he really.
He's not. Yeah, he's not taking like a slot receiver deep, like running with the slot receiver. That's not his job.
But I mean, you've seen some of the highlights where he's on one side of the field, and then through the entire length of the pass, he can work his way to the other side, just straight up sprint speed. But I was saying, backpedaling is where he really struggles. But I mean, he's not even going to play on that secondary. They're so stacked everywhere else. They don't need him.
Mm-hmm. And I like Linderbaum too.
Starting.
See, I think Linderbaum's going to struggle this year simply because playing at Iowa is a lot different than moving to like the NFL and playing in this Ravens scheme. Ravens are going to run a lot more like outside runs, whereas Iowa is just like, we're just going to knock the crap out of you straight up the gut. I think he's going to struggle a little bit, but in the end, he'll be a fine pick too.
But it's always like not a bad pick to draft an O-lineman from Iowa. Like that's such a safe pick. Like just draft like some big, huge corn-fed kid. Like he's going to put some bodies around.
He's been chopping wood for his whole life.
Yeah, he's showing up in flannels and
he's hurt.
Yeah,
Linderbaum got hurt yesterday or this morning. I think it says he reoccurrence of Liz Frank injury, suffering a sprain, not a rupture. So he's going to miss time. I don't know how much time. But
Liz Franker, what's Liz Franker? Elbow, right?
Foot.
Oh,
what's the commenter saying? What was that? They lost the draft pick.
They lost Linderbaum.
The one saying that Linderbaum.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. Let's talk about the Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. Mitch Trubisky bounce back year.
Yes. I don't think so. I don't think so
either. You better hope not, Billy, because you'd cry yourself to sleep if Mitch just started shredding it.
Yeah, but also like Mitch has a way better coach than Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin obviously is just in a different, completely fucking realm other than Matt Nagy. That man couldn't even coach Pee Wee football, bro. Yeah, that like Matt Nagy is not even a good Pee Wee football coach, but Mitch Trubisky, I don't know, dude. Like they're definitely going to rely on Najee Harris, and Najee Harris had a great season last season, even behind a terrible O-line. But also for me, it's like when do they throw Pickett into the mix? Like, do they go with Mitch for like the first half of the season, or like then do they go with Pickett, or like is Mason Rudolph just going to be there to get hit over the head with a helmet by Myles Garrett? Like, who the fuck takes over this quarterback battle? Because if it's Mitch Trubisky, then fuck, dude. It's a lose-lose-lose situation. No matter what quarterback they go with, it's going to be bad.
He'll get every single chance this year. He will get.
I don't think it'll be that bad though. Like you got a couple of like receivers that have different skill sets that complement each other greatly. Like Pickens isn't the best separator, but he's got a big catch rate.
Dog.
I don't
day one though. I was getting dragged. Remember Billy? I was getting dragged because I said he was the best receiver on Georgia.
Yep.
I was getting dragged for that. I said he was hurt. If he was healthy his last year, the whole year,
Georgia
he would have been one of the best
many
receivers.
good wide receivers. They were more of like a tight end team. So I think everyone kind of
Pickens is a dog.
Yep.
I mean,
Pickens is a dog.
He's a walking black Air Force One, dude.
I think when you got Deontay on the other side, it's going to make him look a lot better because I think if he was a wide receiver one, he'd get locked up. But I like him on the other side of Deontay. I think Deontay's awesome. The whole thing about him was that he couldn't catch. Well, he fixed that. And he also proved to everyone that drop rate is the most useless wide receiver stat because it's the easiest thing to fix for a wide receiver. He fixed it in like a season, and he just got paid.
And it's a contract year for him too.
He just got paid.
Oh, he just got paid? Oh shit! I didn't hear that.
Kind of a steal on the Steelers end. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was really.
There's no way this is true. Is this true? Rudolph is leading camp.
They're fucked.
Mitch went over 16 one camp in a
see, that's what I'm saying. It's a lose situation. Like quarterback is not going to be good for them.
But Tomlin makes up for that, bro.
They can't be worse than they were last year at quarterback.
Exactly.
Big
Ben's
the way I look at it,
I mean, dude, Mike Tomlin was able to drag a fucking corpse of a human and Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs. Like in Big Ben,
true.
like it just depends on like who's going to be better at handing off than Najee Harris. Like that's the only question to me.
The way I look at it is like I was saying, they have those two receivers that complement each other well. You got Deontay who can get open. You got Pickens who can go up and get those 50-50 balls. And they made improvements on the offensive line, even though they were awful last year. I mean, Najee Harris only averaged 3.9 yards per carry last year.
You
know he's going to get a lot better. I mean,
that's high for this O-line though, because that O-line was that fucking bad though.
That was a pretty bad mark compared to the rest of the league. But yeah, I think he's a good running back. I think he'll have at least 4.5 yards per carry this year.
Yeah.
He only scored like 5 or 6 touchdowns last year. I wouldn't be surprised if that number doubles this year.
1,000%. I'm so high on him for fantasy too.
Positive regression for Najee for sure. And
I might take Najee with the second pick in fantasy.
I wouldn't hate that either.
No.
I don't even know what pick I have anymore. That's
just
been confusing.
I think their offense will be improved. O-line will be improved.
I'm trying to trade out of the second pick.
I'll take it, bro. I got 11.
Nah, I'm good on that.
I take Najee at 2.
I got 9. Take it.
What do you have, Field?
What pick? I don't know. 6?
I think it's
6.
What do you have, Billy?
I think didn't you say I got 4?
Billy, who knows, dude? This
no
one
knows what it is.
Honestly, dude, I'll be kicked out of the group chat before the season even starts. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter, dude.
Juju will be back.
Fucking Nick was voting against me. He's the one that put me in the group chat in the first place.
That was wild.
That was so wild.
I had to show my respect.
Treasonous ass motherfucker, bro.
Billy, you already won. Like it was 6-1, and I was just trying to start like a rally cap. And it didn't even last.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say, dog.
I don't care.
Who else? What? Steelers can't stop the run. So in this division, you're fucked. But I don't know. I just think plus 1,000 on a team that I don't see winning less than 8 games is too much. Like for this division, I don't see anybody winning 12 games. If anybody does, I'd give it to the Ravens just because they're the regular season gods.
Okay, well, let me get this straight. You're saying that they can't defend the run, which is going to be terrible for this division, but you still see them being over 500.
Yeah, they couldn't defend. They can't be worse on run defense than they were last year. No matter what, you gave up 150 yards rushing every game, and you bring in who they get from the Jack.
Miles Jack. We got Miles Jack.
He's at least competent.
Billy, you have pick 7.
Oh, okay. What
do I have? 9 or 10, right? I got like 9 or 10.
Yeah, you have 9.
No, going back to the Steelers though, dude. Like they're out of division schedule's tough. They got the Raiders, Colts, Eagles, Dolphins, Bucks, Pats. They might win one game out of that, and that might be the Patriots.
And it's not against the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins. I think the team that I saw that. I think the Bengals play the Dolphins at home on Monday Night Football one week.
Thursday night,
like
right after the Bills game.
That's a look ahead game for me. Like if there's a look ahead line, I'll be slamming the Fins in that. I think they rape them.
Deshaun Watson.
Got to be healthy, but we'll see.
The reason I don't like
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they Deshaun Watson themselves. Yeah,
they Watson them.
I don't have anything against Pickett, but I don't understand how the fuck you reach on a quarterback in this draft with the next.
Because they have Trubisky and fucking Rudolph.
But why
Exactly,
are you
they should.
Dude, the Steelers go 9-8 or better every year. They're not picking inside the top 5 to get CJ Stroud or any.
They don't
Okay,
have that loser mentality. They have next man
year,
up.
next
I don't
year,
know, dude.
Pickett
I think
would
if they
be-
got Bryce Young, they'd be nasty.
dude,
Yeah, but how are
next
you
year
going to get Bryce Young?
Pickett
This
wouldn't
team
be a
is
top
above
5 QB.
500 every
That's
year.
not what the
They're
Steelers
above
do,
500
though.
every year.
The Steelers have
You
Mike
give up
Tomlin.
like a-
Mike Tomlin's going to go out there and he's going to win football games. There's a reason this team has had 20 straight years of winning football. I have a buddy who's a Steelers
Because he'll
fan,
trip your
and he'll
returner when he's running
he'll
back a
call me
touchdown.
up and he'll bitch to me about his team, and I'm like, yo, I'm a Dolphins fan, bro. You've had 20 years of winning seasons. They're not just going to tank and get a quarterback. That's just not the Pittsburgh DNA, in my opinion.
But you're not.
I don't think
gonna
they'll
play
tank, but I mean,
Pickett
they can make a trade. I mean, they got so many good players on defense. They don't mind losing one of them for a top 5 pick.
Yeah, they're going to play defense and run the ball. Najee might break the record for touches this year.
and Pickett's not playing this year. So if you're going to
Pickett
roll
blows,
with Trubisky
dude.
anyway,
Get him out.
why draft Pickett when you can get somebody better than Pickett in the mid to late first round next year? It's a much better class.
Next year's class is loaded. I think
Yeah.
they can get. I
But-
mean, there's a
top
chance
5
you
pick.
get like. There's a chance if Will Levis doesn't go crazy this year, he'll be like a mid first round pick.
Exactly.
And I think
my
that's
point.
great value for a player with his upside. It's
Better
ridiculous.
than Pickett, but Pickett has a shitload of
easily.
experience compared to every other QB in this draft. By far the most snaps, biggest body of work, probably the safest pick. And who knows, he might be good, but I just didn't understand them fucking trading up to get a quarterback in this draft when with this exact roster, with the class that you have next year. It just didn't make sense to me.
I
But
thought Ritter was the safest pick.
Well,
I
you know,
can see that.
I think they know
I
what
can
they're
see that.
doing. They've only had 20 straight winning years. Who the fuck are we to question them? They obviously like
I'm
what they
saying.
saw.
They got a
the
max
title,
play,
the
too.
the title of this show is Best Bets and Preview. We haven't given out one single lock.
I
got
did.
the Bengals. I got the Bengals to win the division at plus 180. My original thought was the Ravens, but I just love everything that the Bengals did. So I got them at plus 180 to win the division. I'm not betting them to win in the Super Bowl. I don't think they have life, but I do love the Ravens a lot. So I'll take their win total. What'd you say it was? 10 or 9? One of you said it was 9.5 somewhere.
I see 10. I see 10 even on mine.
I got
If
9.
minus
it's, if
110.
it's 10 even,
Minus
I'll take
one-
that.
Minus
I'll
110
I'll
both
take
sides.
over
So like
10.
even on both sides, I guess.
I'll take that. So I'll take Ravens over 10 wins, and I'll take Bengals to win the division. It's kind of like a safe hedge in a way because I could see the Ravens winning 11 games and the Bengals still being able to win the division. But those are the two bets that I got right there.
My favorite play, or no, I'll start with my division winner. I'm taking the Ravens as well. Or you didn't take the Ravens. You took their win total. I'm taking the Ravens to win the division, and I'm taking their win total over. I'm making both of those bets. My favorite bet in this entire division, max play, best bet, Steelers to lead the NFL in sacks. It is plus 950.
You just pulled that one right out his
The
ass.
Steelers
where
have
the
led the
fuck is that
NFL in
pick?
sacks in 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, and
That boy
2017. The last time they didn't lead the league in sacks was 2016. So you're going to back them to lead the league in sacks plus 950, and then you're also going to take TJ Watt to lead the league in sacks plus 600. Those are free. TJ Watt's going to lead the league in sacks.
Bobby, you want to know why that loses?
Tell me.
Because the Saints
Jalen
exist.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips.
I hope that's the
The
reason.
Saints exist.
Jalen Phillips.
That's an unbelievable stat to lead the league 5 years in a row.
Crazy,
in
Fields.
sacks.
Man,
And
that's pretty
think-
wild.
That's coming from your defensive line. So how the fuck can they be so good at rushing the passer, but also be so ass at stopping the run?
Probably undisciplined, giving up gaps. They probably try and
It's
get
like
up
a,
the
that's
field.
like a,
and
it's like a
just ball
college
out.
football team stat. There's so many teams in
And
college that are like
Devin
that.
Bush blows. If
Devin
he
Bush
doesn't
does
bounce,
stink,
that could be a
fortunately.
terrible pick from the first round, like top 10 pick. That could set
Yeah.
you back. That'll set your defense back.
Devin Bush lit my ass up in high school, so I can't say shit.
Shut
Did he
up. Where
really?
did you play?
Bro, he played at Flanagan.
Oh my god. Yeah, they had a receiver.
smoked you?
Justin,
Bro, he decapitated our center on a punt return. And I was just like, oh my God. Dude, there was a couple pros on that team.
they had a receiver my senior year that went to Michigan and then Notre Dame, and he blindsided me so hard. I don't know how I cleared protocol to keep
Bobby,
playing.
Bobby, you know
No
Ja'Cory
idea.
Pearson, right?
Who?
Ja'Cory Pearson. He plays for Ole Miss now.
Not off the top of my head. I'm not the biggest college guy, unfortunately.
All right, Dante, whatever. You're useless.
Never heard of him.
Did you ask me or Dante? I don't know.
Yeah,
Dante.
you said
no, that's
Bobby.
a college guy.
You
did
asked
say
Bobby,
Bobby.
so I didn't
Yeah,
respond.
Dante knows everything
Well,
about the kid. He's just
I say
waiting.
I don't know why you were
No,
asking
I
me about a
know.
college.
Obviously-
Dude, Dante
obviously-
knows that kid's social security number, probably, dude.
Obviously, he's not a starter because I couldn't tell you who he is. So he's not a starter. That's all I know.
Dante knows that kid's credit score,
Dante
bro.
follows the dude's kids on Instagram and
Ole Miss
all sorts
defense
of
is
shit.
going to be mid this year.
Dude,
Like,
who else
or
is on
their
that
secondary is
team?
good, but front seven sucks.
Who?
Dude, there's a lot of dogs on that team.
Yeah, Flanagan
Anyway.
was nice for a little bit. Anyway, the best bet in this division, Ravens over, whatever you got, 9.5, 10. Best Super Bowl bet is the Bengals, like Billy said.
Cap Chargers are.
No, this division strictly.
True.
If you're looking for
True.
value and you're not taking the Steelers to win this division after knowing their track record, knowing they have the best coach in the division, and their team is not ass, it's just a matter of getting back in. Like, when have the Steelers ever been able to just get ran all over? Not since we've been fans. They've always had a strong defense, always had a strong O-line.
Yep.
Two biggest problems last year. So I'll count on their coaching staff and their organization to fix those issues, at least somewhat. I'll trust the Ravens and the Steelers much more than the Bengals and the fucking Browns. They've been ass cheeks our entire lives.
That is true. But yeah, no, best bet for me, like I said earlier, Bengals doing the soupy plus 2,200, and
Soupy.
I'll tap that. I'll tap that over under on their win total over 10. I got minus 125. Give me that.
Love it.
All right. So you guys gave me a lot of shit last week for not having a bet for that stinky AFC East division. Well, here you go. I got a ton for this one.
Thank you.
Here we
No,
go.
The Dolphins aren't stinky. I knew you were going to take that out of my mouth, but no, the Dolphins
Look
are
at Nick's
great.
face, dude.
I love the Fins. All right. So here you go.
Oh,
Bengals to not make the playoffs plus 115. Ravens
That's
win the
what it
division.
is? Plus
Yeah.
115?
Yeah. So I'm taking that.
Sharp.
I'm also taking their win total under. I'm taking the Ravens win total over. I'm taking the Browns win total over. And I think the best bet for a division winner, since I think the Browns and the Ravens are so much better than the other two teams, I'm going to bet both of them and take the plus money and hope one of them win. So there you go. That'll be it. Those are like 6 bets that I just gave out. So
What are the
Sure,
Browns? Plus 300?
plus 300, yes.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
they-
I would wait till this Watson thing comes out. It's going to go up. You're going to
Browns
get the
have
worst
no
number right
fucking
now if you
chance.
bet
No,
it.
I'm not putting any bets till the day before the season starts because injuries and stuff like that. I don't trust that
Man.
stuff.
Dante,
Yeah,
I
sure.
love you. I appreciate all the shit that you know, but that's holy fuck. Just that Browns are not winning the division.
Good thing I couldn't hear a word you said because your camera's ass.
He's got the booth Wi-Fi. He's got McDonald's Wi-Fi.
No. What, my shit doesn't work? Chill. I'm
Yeah,
at the house. I'm in the domain. This is where the Wi-Fi is the strongest. I have
So now you
six-
sound
Definitely
good.
not.
So what were you saying about Dante?
Like, I
Yeah,
love
whoa.
Dante. He fucking knows 10 times more than I'll ever know, and he's half my age, which makes me like 4 times as dumb as him legally. That's just holy shit. That's an awful bet, and I'm one to know
Which
awful
one?
bets.
Which one is the
fucking
awful bet?
Browns to win this division. They don't have a
I say you
quarterback
take
right now.
you take the Ravens and the Browns and hope one of them win. You get plus money on both of them.
Yeah, but, like,
You got a
take
50%
Ravens
chance to
and
get it
Browns.
right. It's a great value bet.
You don't have 50% chance to get it right because there's 2 other teams in the division.
Yeah, you get one of them.
Yeah.
If you have a 50% chance to profit. If one of the Ravens or Browns win, you win money because they're both plus money.
I don't understand how the Browns are plus 300 and the Steelers, who have at least like an NFL quarterback, are plus.
Whoa,
1,000.
whoa. I made my case earlier about the Browns secondary. They were all second or first year players last year. They're only going to get better.
Yeah,
They're only going to get better. They're only going to get better in every single position except for quarterback. Their whole team is so young. They have like 5 guys that can break out and be Pro Bowlers next year who were nobodies last year, in my opinion.
DPJ.
yeah, and watch
He wasn't one of them,
Your
but
mic is
he's solid.
fire. Your mic is fire. You sound like
30
Bob,
bucks on Amazon.
Oh, you
30
like-
bucks on
you make
Amazon, baby.
music? You definitely dropped a mixtape with that mic.
Nah, yeah, dude. I know I did. Cash
We
my
gotta
mixtape.
you gotta
rap
send
name's
that
Young
mic to
Porto.
Dante. Send that mic to Dante. I'll start a GoFundMe. We could raise $30.
30 bucks on
Yeah,
it's
fucking
30 bucks on
microphone.
Amazon, my boy.
Dude, that's one PFF month in the off season, bro. Just one. Just one.
I think we'll wrap it up with that. Next week we're gonna do the AFC West, same time Monday at 6 p.m.
Beautiful.
I'm your host,
Bolt
Nicky
up,
Smokes,
baby.
with Bobby
Bolt
Field,
up.
Billy, Dante. You listen to the Sunday Night Prayer. Be here next week or be square. And I gotta slip this in. Fins up.